So, hello. This is going to be a. Dang it, I've been rehearsing for this entire, like, an hour, for the past hour, but it's never just gonna work out. I'm just gonna have to improv my way through this, which is not going to end well. Anywho, point being, this is with regarding the tweet that I posted about if you want to know how an any dom, or specifically a dominant extroverted intuition person, interprets and processes the world around them. The best way to do it is to get them to take a multiple choice, and in this case, if they choose whether it's very accurate or very inaccurate questionnaire. Let it be a personality test as well. Who knows what the the result's gonna be? I did do this a couple nights ago, but it was with my friend, the ENFJ, and it worked out because, like, I just subjectify everything. Anyways, back to my original point here that I want to make is that be prepared. I'm actually going to drop a few disclaimers here. Be prepared. It's probably going to give you a headache. Often, more often than not, especially now that I'm older, usually it's definitely something that I put under restraint, which is my extroverted intuition. And I mean that in a sense that I understand that it's not how everybody else thinks. Like, not everybody else kind of goes through this thought process. Not everybody goes through it like I do. And sometimes I just keep it in and just kind of let it roll in my head. But now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to verbalize it. So this is how it's going to sound. However much y'all gonna try to enjoy that or not enjoy that, this is how it's going to go down. So if you notice, is I am tired. I just got home from work. This is going to be a doozy. So hope you like it. Let's get started. This is an Enneagram personality test. So we're here to measure behavior and cores like shame, fear, and anger. That's pretty much the basics I can drop down. There's probably more explanations I can probably drop down in descriptions, whatever. It's not the point. Point here is showing you what any looks like when it comes to questions. Number one, I avoid imposing my will on others. Well, it really depends though, because, like, if I impose, like, what do you mean by will? Like, my, like, willpower? Is that what it is? Like, if you impose will, like, oh, is it imposing like some kind of what is it? Like, you're kind of just push the force is it on other people, and like I avoid. So the question is, okay, the key word is avoid imposing will on others. So when you avoid it, you don't like, I guess, being dominant is probably what it's trying to say. I would have to say semi inaccurate. Actually, that's the problem though, because it's not that I'm semi in, it's not that I don't want to, it's more so I avoid imposing my will. No, this is if I naturally do so, not if I what I want versus what I actually do. Okay, so I would say semi accurate then. Phew. Okay, I prefer to avoid negative emotions. This one I can probably say I can answer confidently, very accurately. I don't like dwelling on negative emotions for too long. It doesn't make sense to me. Guilt is one of those things where it pisses me off. Like, it's one of those. I understand there is a concept about guilt where if you, what is it? If you let yourself feel it, it's kind of that thing that checks up on you and says, "Hey, you're probably doing something wrong because you're feeling guilty. Therefore, you should change." So I'm going, okay. So that's probably what that means for negativity. Probably other negativity could just be just feeling sad. I don't like feeling sad either. That's just kind of like I would feel it, but then, like, it doesn't work for me because I just end up getting annoyed. Anyways, point being, very accurate. I feel empty. What do you mean? What does that mean? like like empty? Like a glass empty? Is it half? No, it's not the half empty. It's is it empty because there's a void inside? Or is it empty because Is it because you need to be filled with something? But then wait, that doesn't make sense. Is it me complaining that it's something is empty, is oh, feeling that I don't have anything to offer to the world? Is that what it is? Like, I feel empty, like I'm worthless? Is that I would say inaccurate, very inaccurate. I don't feel that. Although there's also that thing where I feel like maybe I am, like, I think that my mind kind of is empty and it's just a vacuum of space that absorbs information. I mean, that's definitely one thing. Could be that one as well. The world is my playground. Okay. My motto is I'm fine with everything. I'm not actually fine with everything. I've learned that I will try anything once. Like, I try very hard to stretch that principle and see how far I can go with that. But I guess if I have to say that, the answer would have to be inaccurate because I'm not always fine with everything. When I don't go on adventures for a long time, I don't feel like myself. I would say very accurate. I love going out all the time. I love being able to be put. It's just an awkward moment though, because it's like when I do go out, it's like I've always only been attracted to the idea of going out. So when I'm actually at the place, let's say I go hiking and I'm actually at the hiking place, I'm not actually feeling the winds and the leaves and the animals or whatever. I'm just kind of like, oh, that's how I made it. It's like the idea was more attractive than actually hiking. Not to get me wrong though, but I do still want to go outside. Like, it's not going to stop me from still continuing to prefer to go out than to do anything else. Okay. Anyways, making sure I'm constantly in an enjoyable state of mind is extraordinarily important to me. Actually, I would say very accurate. I don't like being stuck with this weird blah. Like, I don't like being stuck in this plateau emotion state. Like, and I guess, do I not like that? Actually, it's funny. It's like, do I not like, not to gonna really dig deep on this. Making sure I'm constantly in an enjoyable state of mind is extraordinarily important to me. Making sure. So I'm like checking with myself, okay? Constantly mean always in an enjoyable state of mind. So I'm always trying to be, is that like trying to always be positive? Is it like trying to be like a positive person? Is extraordinarily important to me. And because it's like a value of mine. Well then, yes, okay, I'm saying very accurate. Okay, I complete my duties as soon as possible. I would say semi, because I am a professional procrastinator. But at the same time, I have come through that place where I just want to do, like, just it's so much easier to just get it done. Like, get the dishes done, wash your clothes, like, fold the bed. Like, these are things that are absolutely like really boring, but then that's when because if you're thinking about it, it becomes incredibly boring, so it might as well just better that you just don't think about it and you just do it. And then you suddenly be like, oh, and it's out of your mind, and suddenly the bed looks better and everything looks prettier, and you're like, okay, world is working out because I did that. All right. Okay. I like to maintain calm at all times. Shiznit. So first of all, the keyword here is like. I like to maintain calm. A feeling is like, I would say kind of accurate, because I do like to maintain being calm, but at the same time I don't actually think that I really am calm. So is that the separation of the two concepts? Because if I want to maintain calmness, it takes a little bit more than just saying you like it. So I say I would like to remain calm, but it doesn't actually mean I'm making myself being calm. Anyways, I feel lost. I would say very inaccurate. And the reason because of that is because I don't think, like, I like being lost. And it's like, I don't know if it's a feeling that you want to get lost, because I would push myself to go to places with, like, knowing that I may not always have all the resources on hand, just to see what it's like to be there, to see what it's like to just be alone. And like, not like, for example, like, it would be really cool if I was in a foreign country and has no idea what the language is, just drop down with like $20 in hand and just like, what are you gonna do? And I'd be like, oh, I don't know, like, let's figure this out. There was also that time when I went to Montreal for a bit, and then I ended up memorizing like the whole subway tracks because I needed to know. And it's like, oh, suddenly I'm not lost anymore. And it's just like, oh, this is not a hard thing to do. Okay, so I don't feel lost. Even though I would want to see what it's like to feel lost, I don't feel it. Um, I don't like appearing disordered or messy. I would say very accurate. Even though a lot of my life tends to be messy, but I don't like showing that. Like I don't like making that a big deal. Like it's kind of if it's my mess, it's my mess. I'm gonna keep it in, or I'm gonna keep it in behind the closet door. At the same time, I'm totally doing some summer cleaning on like Sunday, so that closet's not gonna be dirty forever. I tend to take precautions, actually quite a lot. I think I definitely do. Like I definitely overpack for everything. I overpack for whatever reason. Like I overpack if I suddenly get wet. Like if there's suddenly some whale that popped out of the beach and I just happened to be there and it just went and you just wet all over yourself and you're like, oh no, but I didn't bring another pair of pants and shorts and a t-shirt, and then you're left being this just drenched mess of a person, and then like people look at you and you're like, you're wet, and then you just have to own it and you'd be like, yeah, I'm wet. I'm wet. And then you have to like put on another level of like entertaining and just be like, oh, I'm wet, and then try to be like this weird mess of just trying to be cool, but it's just you just people just gonna laugh at you. I do not back down when threatened. This is an interesting thing with me. I do not back down when threatened. I would say the answer is I really don't, because usually when threats happen to me, it brings up a different side of me. A lot of times when I'm faced with people who are either super angry or super like intense, it kind of is like kind of a what is it? It hits me a bit, and I'm like, I like where this is going, and I want to know where it goes. I want to know how far we're gonna push it. I don't know how far we can, how far we dance. Obviously, there's gonna be a moment where I'll just stay quiet and I'll just be like, okay, I'll just be chill, and I'll be like, let you have your moment, let you be your thing. But yeah, if you're gonna be posing things on me, it's kind of like, I want to know why. I want to know why too. Um, but then there's probably gonna be moments in my life where I'm probably just gonna like, stay out. I'm just saying that for the moments that I do get like in a situation where I'm threatened, I don't recall that I've ever backed down. I mean, I've gotten quiet, but then does that equate to being backing down? Because I'm still in the room and I'm not leaving. Like that's like I don't want to leave. Like why would I want to leave? Why would I want to quit and be like, no, I'm out or something? No, it's like if you're gonna kill yourself and just die or do some kind of explosion or whatever messed up idea you are going for, you bet you I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna watch it like all go down. So I would say semi-accurate. Safety and security are more important to me than most people. I would say quite accurate. Because I don't usually feel like my life tends to be in control. That's a feeling. I don't feel I'm in control, so I'm going to try and project control somehow, some way, anyhow, anyway, like in any reason whatsoever. Half of that could just be like communication wise, like you try to shape yourself into what sort of communication, so people all get to like all like you, and then you're like, yes, I did it, and you're like, what the 15. I am propelled internally on question 15. How long has it been? I don't know. How long have I been recording? How long has it been? 13 minutes. I'm only on question 15. I got better at least. I'm propelled internally and instinctual to be hardworking, very detail oriented. Okay, so what is this question telling me? It's telling me that it's comes from within, like an inside thing, like almost like an instinctual side of things, that to just be always hardworking, very detail oriented. I can argue two things with that. One, I was taught to be hardworking and detail oriented. Like it was just not natural. Now it is, like now it feels natural. Like now it's just like, oh yeah, hardworking, let's bring it. So, but they're not really asking me specific eras of my life, so this is gonna be. So propelled internally on an instinctual level. Okay, I think the keyword here is I am. I am being the present tense. So I am propelled internally instinctual to be very hardworking, very detail oriented. But the problem is this thing, because I still don't believe I am. Like there's still, like I overpack because I don't think I've got all the details sorted out. And it just seems like a waste of time. So I'll say semi. I would rather please myself than others. The t- typical ordinary way feels like a betrayal of myself. No, I actually would really wish if it would just a normal, just ordinary life. I feel like that would have been like way less to deal with. Like I just, if it's just a nice little home, maybe an apartment, one bedroom, one living room connected to a kitchen, everything looks nice and small, but just lots of space and like everything is just like properly organized, and I'm just like, and then like your work is just like stable and just party every weekend, party. Maybe it just starts at 9, so you can sleep in a bit, but then like, and then your work is nearby, so everything's just like working out. So you're just living in this like state of just continuous, very nice routine, but enough that you could just do whatever you want at the same time. Like you have freedom to like move around some schedules and like, oh, I want to like clean a toilet today. Okay. 18. I like to go through life without haste, unhurried, in a relaxed manner. Coming from what I just said before, I would say I'd like to go through life without haste, but the thing is I don't, because I really feel like I am addicted to stress, like in that weird sense, that like, because there was this one time where it was a travel time with this INTJ, and it was hilarious because it was like, okay, so 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock we're going to be traveling, 11 to 12 is break time, like that's when you're eating, 12 to 1 we're walking to the next location, 1 to 4 we're spending time with that. During that 1 to 4, 2 hours of that involves taking pictures, and the other one is like, have some time to let out, like, 2 minutes for feelings, for appreciation of the whatever it is, and the next 2 minutes we're moving to the next train. I was all about that. I'm like, oh yeah, is that how we do it? And we're gonna wake up and we're just gonna like roll through it, because I didn't feel like I really needed much to process the moment, because I'm already there. It's kind of already funny. So right, so like going through life without haste and unhurried and relaxing. But I was like listening to that Lana Del Rey song, that like, what is it, like West Coast? I think that's the song. Yeah, West Coast, and it was like very chill and very like beachy, and I was just like relaxed the entire time. That's a hectic schedule, but then that one just kept me like, and I'm like, so like to go through life without haste, unhurried, and relaxed. And I could say accurate. I like to go life without haste, and I like to, but my life doesn't. I can be fairly intimidating. I would say inaccurate, because I'm not. I'm definitely the type that you get intimidated after. And you'll just have to learn that. You just have to figure that out. People are like, oh my gosh, you're so nice, and I'd be like, okay. I mean, I haven't said that. I haven't admitted anything, but cool. You think what you want to think. I am preoccupied with worries about the physical world. Worries? No. Who worries? The heck? I'm more interested in intellectual pursuits than anything else. I would say semi-inaccurate. Not because I can't. It's just that they have to have purpose. Like if I'm gonna be reading a book on something like this, I better be able to use it later. Because if I'm not gonna use it, I'm just enjoying it for the sake of enjoying it. It's kind of like I got other shiznits to do. So I have no desire for normalcy. When I beat people strive for it, I cringe. Inaccurate. I do not mind normalcy. I said that before. If I could be chill about it, I could be relaxed, then it should be fine. Like that's cool. If other people are normal, then there's no drama, no issues, and then you can just discuss like issues of other people together, and it just feels better that way when you feel disconnected from all the shenanigans going on in the world. Nothing is more important than originality. I'd say very inaccurate, because is anything original anymore? I fantasize in my head about what I can't have in reality. I would say accurate, but I do want to accomplish all that things in my head. I really do. I really feel like I'd be like, ooh, I want to go to Paris, I want to go to Spain, I want to go to like everything else, and it'll be really fun. And I'll be like, okay, we shall see. We shall find out. And I'd be like, okay, so plane tickets, let's look that up. Let's look up, accommodations. Can I save up money for it? How about let's make it a 6-month basis? How much money is saving? Let's do a re-budget. Let's rehaul life. And then then Paris suddenly becomes doable. It's actually not that hard. Actually, oh my gosh, it sounds fun. Okay, fun is the most important thing in life. I make plans and I stick with them. I would say inaccurate because I do make plans. I make lots of plans, but I never stick with them. So it's like I make a ton of them, and then like there's so much, but it's like kind of like a my safety net because I know there's a lot of plans. I can feel secure and chill that I could like mess around with life a little because I have something going on. Like I'll always have. It's like that blueprint, that map thing. That's like when you're driving and it's like right there. So like you get to do whatever you want, but it's always nice to kind of check in and be like, oh yeah, so the way to still get to the destination I'm going is there. Oh, but look, scenic route. I'm like, oh yeah, no, ooh, playground. Ooh, look, beach. That one. I am not comfortable with myself. Is that conceptual? I'm not comfortable. Like, is that like just a physical thing? Like, I mean, if I were talking about that, like, I don't. Suddenly, I'm like feeling shame. Like, what is this? No, no. Um, I'm not comfortable with myself. I would say I don't even remember what my answer was before that. With 2 days ago, like I answered the same question, but I don't remember. I'm not comfortable with myself. I would say in the middle because there's definitely moments when I do want to change some things, and I mean this physically, like strictly physical. There's a lot of things that should improve with my body and like my eating habits and definitely like all that stuff. So I'm not super sure with that. I gravitate primarily towards complex systems. I seek to understand them, working with them or against them. I would say inaccurate because I don't primarily gravitate to them. Sometimes they gravitate to me, and then I'm like force my way around it, force my way through it. Airbending. Sometimes I get very angry. I would say very accurate, but I don't show it. I am able to disregard rules. I am endlessly interested in knowing how things work in order that I can keep them working and survive within them. So like maintenance and troubleshooting, fixer-uppers. Endlessly though, I would say kind of inaccurate because I don't always think that. It's kind of I have other stuff to think. So if it's not always like it's not gonna be, but endlessly like forever like yes it'll come up. So obviously I'm gonna like if something's broken, obviously I'm gonna fix it. Like it's if my HVAC breaks or whatever, I'll be like okay let's read up about that and let's fix that. Or like oh I need to change like put on a new batch of drywall to fix because there's a hole in the wall. I'm like okay look that up, read it, do it, dang done. I like for people to think I'm sexually appealing. I don't actually. I've always said if I ever want to be like super super fit, I'm gonna be like if I'm ever like legit like full on, I would cover everything. Like no one will see anything. Like I'd just be walking around, be like in a poncho. Like my ideal appearance is if I was like that full on poncho, that's like the poofy stuff, and then just like walk around with like all of that, and people just be like, oh my gosh, that thing looks so cute, and you'd be like, yeah, that's how we do. I desire attention. I am very direct. I would say inaccurate, not very direct. I strive to be direct, but striving and liking or being is not the same. Yes, objectivity. I live to do things for other people. I don't. The thing is generally from good mass of people, I would say no. Like I'm always that kind of guy who would be like, I have a small close knit of really tight close friends, and then I have a degree which is family, and then everybody else can burn. I mean that like generally, like conceptually. Obviously, I don't want to see people burning. Yeah, the smell of flesh burning is not. It's not an appealing thing. It's not a. That's not a good smell. I'll give you that. I'm willing to try anything once. I mean, I just said that like 5 minutes ago. If I could just figure out who I really am, I would be okay, happy. I don't know. I would say very inaccurate because I don't really need to know that. Change is very process wise. It's not like some kind of boom, I figured it out, I am me, and that is all there is. Everybody has all kinds of stuff going on. I am preoccupied with how different the world is from me and how I might find my identity. No, I don't. How I might find like I'll experiment with style, but only because I feel comfortable enough in my skin now that's kind of like, hey, let's do that. Which reminds me, go back to that question. I'm not comfortable with myself. That's very teen me. I was not comfortable with who I was back when I was a teenager. It was very like, oh, like why are they doing like this, or why was I like that, or why is everybody doing that, and I'm not doing what they're doing, and it just becomes this whole like, oh, but am I a bad person for but then like you hit your 20s and suddenly everyone's on the same boat. Like we all pay taxes, we all go through the same bills, we all have like issues. I mean, unless you're like the nice favored 1% who like don't have to go through those issues, everyone's just like a middle class like problematic person, and you just kind of feel like, oh, okay, we're all on the same like rocking boat anyway, so it's not a big deal. I have little control over my life. I would say very accurate because it's my opinion on that, but at the same time, again, like I've been striving to put a lot of control, projecting that out, trying my best to keep that going on, but who knows? I serve others, I would say inaccurate. That's not what I feel. At the same time, it's definitely something I believe that is necessary in life. Like, I mean, necessary in a sense, like the word itself is awkward to me, like serving, like why? Serve yourself, like I don't really see what the big deal is. But at the same time, there is value in being humble. But then that's humbleness and serving, probably two different words. So I dislike myself. I don't dislike myself. I did when I was a teenager though. I was all like, I hate me. What is this life? Negative emotions. And I'm just kind of like, now it's just, what's not to like? It's like you gotta have to. And I don't mean that like bragging wise. Like I don't mean like, oh, what's not to like? It's like I already know what I can and can't do. It's kind of like I already know where my limitations are. I already know, and I know I can push it too. I know like where I stand in certain things, and I'll just be like, okay, like that's just how life works. And maybe more stuff about me will like start popping up, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't know I could do that too. Then I mean, it's cool. Very organized person. In what sense? Organized. Keyword here is very and am. So presently, am I a very organized person? I'll say slightly inaccurate, because that's me project, like fantasizing that I'm like, I am, like I look around and everything's all neat. But no, my desire for acclaim motivates me. This is so tough because it's kind of like, if I do that, then I'm no longer behind the curtain. And if I'm not behind the curtain, and then like now I can't like manipulate everybody else around me. So it's kind of like, oh, but then like spotlight sounds like, because like I'm one of those people that like when you go, like when you like I'm nervous prior to get to the stage, and then when you're finally on the stage and like everyone's looking at you and you're doing like, and you have to like give either like a talk or performance or whatever, suddenly you lose all that nervousness, and you're just like, okay, I'll take it. This makes sense. Like I can make it work. Okay. So I would say yeah. I'm very cautious. I would say yeah, quite. The funny thing is like I'm also incredibly like risky. Like I would pick. Like I once took a bus through like a mental institution like estate just because I wanted to try it, and it was just me, like I guess, and a friend and like a bus driver, and in like the middle of the like in 10 p.m. and then like suddenly it became foggy, because in this side of town suddenly like anything can just become a foggy moment, and you're just going like, wow, horror film all the way, and you're like just hoping that nobody escaped the the home at the moment, and no one's like coming at me going, and you'll be like, ah. But then that would also be fun. Like that would also be like, oh my gosh, like excitement, something to pop out a window and go, and you'll be like, ah, you forgot to take your meds. I like that. Sometimes it's not what I want, it's what others want that's more important. Again, this is my issue with this again, because if you are in the close-knit friends, it's anything goes. But if you're not in that, it's kind of hard for me to give that. I'm one of those people where I will give, just don't ask me to give. Like if that makes sense to some other people, like if that resonates with people. I'd rather I don't get the praise for it. I don't want to hear the thank you. I'd rather I just do it, because like open the door for somebody, just open it. It's not a big deal. I don't want you to be like, hey, why don't you open the door for me? And be like, what? No, close that door on your face. So I would say it's inaccurate, semi, because it really depends on the situation. There is nothing more important than fully living in the moment. I would say inaccurate, because I don't know what it's like to live in the moment. I really don't know. I'm always prepared. I would say very accurate. I'm always prepared, but it never turns the way I want it to, so it's fine. I'm open to arguments. I would say yeah. Oh yeah. I like to. It's just I never get into arguments. That's the funny thing. Like, I'm open to it, but I never get into it. Always people were like, "It's arguing," and be like, "All right," but then like, dude, we both agree on the same thing, so it's kind of pointless to have this discussion. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, fine. I like to stick to a comfortable routine. I would say inaccurate because it's kind of like I have my mom eats oatmeal like every day, every morning. It's the exact same thing. She makes it, puts it in a plate, eats it, and I'm just be like, and I'd be like, how? Like, you don't even put walnuts in it. Sometimes I put chia seeds, and I'd be like, that's it? Nothing? It's like, honey, maple syrup, maybe something else. And I'd be like, no, I don't like that. Says the guy who eats like 2 boiled eggs every day, so a hypocrite in that sense. I rely on like more than my gut instinct to make decisions. I would say very inaccurate, not because and the thing is, this is the toughest thing. Do I rely on my feelings or my brain? Presently, that's a thing I do. That I rely on, like the gut. Like, for example, if I'm having such a hard time making a decision, and like nothing that I'm gathering, like no data I'm gathering, no information is giving me anything, I'll just do it. Like, just go for it. But at the same time, it has to be, in agreement with always prepared and always being cautious, because I don't want to make like a repeat of my mistakes. Like, and then it's maybe that's a perfectionist streak of mine. I don't want to repeat mistakes, but it's kind of, when you make a lot of mistakes, you kind of just want to be careful now. You don't want to make a repeat. You don't want us to make a mess again. You just like think, and then you just be like, no, 20,000 leagues under the sea, and you're like, no. Not understanding how things work can frustrate me dearly. I would say yeah. It frustrates me, but I don't show it. It's another way thing. Like, I get annoyed when like, I don't understand relationships. I don't understand people. I don't understand like feelings, if anything. Like, I understand mine. I don't understand yours. If that makes sense. Be like, oh, I like it. Be like, but why though? And they'd be like, oh, because of this and this. And be like, yeah, but none of those are like usable. Like, anyone can do that. It's a big deal. My decisions often involve extensive research. I would have to say not as accurate as I think it is, because extensive makes what, though? I usually find my answer in like the first 2 pages anyway, so yeah. I do not make lists inaccurate. I make lots of lists. What? My life is made, like, my life is lists. I have like 20 lists going on, 20,000 lists. My behaviors are generally calculated to maximize the safety regardless of whether it makes me likable to others. I love how it says regardless, because I do it so it makes me likable to others. I maintain my space in an orderly way. I would say middle, because I am messy at the same time I'm trying really hard, so there's also that. There's nothing worse than not being able to help someone. I would say inaccurate, because sometimes what does it mean when you're not being able to help anyone? Like, what does that actually mean when you can't help anyone? So you can't help anyone, just help yourself. That's move on. You fix, like, I don't understand it when you do not have the energy and the capacity to help yourself, and you don't give yourself that energy, and then you're expected to give like a time to another person. You're like, dude, I can only give you like 10%. Like, at that point, like, I don't even have enough. Like, the empathy is finite here. It's not gonna fill up for anything. I hide myself because I don't want to talk about it. I don't. I live a life based entirely on ongoing analysis, searching for definitive principles, and matches are off. Based entirely on? I would say inaccurate. I don't live constantly doing that. I can be trapped by compulsive goodness giving too much. It's funny, because yes, to people I care about. To everybody else, so I would say, yeah, giving too much. I get lost in time better than dealing with the mundane, because it's an adventure, duh. I feel the need to adhere to the standards of correct behavior. I actually say yes. I really do think that. I feel like it's switching to MBTI on this, or cognitive functions. FE has been really interesting. It's actually, contrary to popular belief, has saved me a lot of time. Has saved me a lot of things, and has, in a sense, has saved me with my own issues with FI. I can finally express something, and it's just fine. Like, it's just, like, and FE means like, really, it can be just taking turns in the conversation, listen, don't start butting in and be like, be like, no, the other person, you're not the only person in the world, stop trying to feel no-flicker, like, it's not happening. Yeah, I prefer not to put my life happiness away, so I'm like, yeah, I don't. Placid, patient, slow moving. I would say incredibly inaccurate. Knowing me, do you think I move slow? See, I can't even do that. I can't even move even slower than that. That was ridiculous. I can't make it a week without feeling unhappy. Wait, I'm not getting this. My English is hard. I can't make it a week. So in a whole week, there's maybe once or twice it happens without feeling. Oh, without feeling happy. So it's like feel. I can feel. That's I can. I can make it a week feeling happy. I would say semi-accurate because it's. You think I don't show it. Like I don't feel the point. I am attracted to prestige. I would say yeah, sure. Sure. I'm attracted to like observing famous people because why not? I take comments that I'm odd as a compliment. Yes. When you live with this brain and this world, you kind of live with. You kind of just make do. You deal with what you can. She goes, I hide my suffering to make other people feel better. Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna. There was only 2 people in my life where I've actually opened up and like expressed it, and I've been like accepted for doing so, and it's just give back to that. You know, why would you not give back to that? Why would you not give back to the people who have given you so much? And one of it involves being like, hey, I'm not judging you, or maybe I am judging you, but I am gonna listen to you, and I am gonna listen to you express yourself, and I'd be like, okay, I'll take it. I tend to be aggressive. This is the funny because I don't. There are moments when I show it, and there are moments when I don't. I would say like nowadays I've been quite aggressive. Like maybe have been aggressive nowadays. Nowadays it seems like I have, but it's like I don't know. It's kind of like let's say middle, because like there's more like I have a slap bet going on with an INTP. You know, just going like, seeing how that works. But what else? I have exaggeratedly negative beliefs about myself. I'd say very inaccurate. Because why? I measure experiences based entirely on how much fun. I have a strong immediate reaction against anything that threatens to harm my security. I would say yeah. You come into my room and be like, "Hey, you're losing your room." I'd be like, "No, this room will burn before you have it." I have a very relaxed personality. No. I avoid things which upset my tranquility. At the time, so I say yeah. Let's say like I have things. Let's say I'm like in a river, like beside a riverbed, and be like reading a book, and it's just like this whole thing going on, this like picturesque moment. Do not mess with that picturesque moment. I am having a moment that barely happens in my life. If someone comes up and be like, let's go out, I'd be like, hit you, go away. Be like, we are going to fight, and this river is now going to turn into chaos and war, and it's just, you know what? I don't get worked up about most things, even things I should get worked up about. As you can see, I did just get worked up like earlier. I prefer to finish things ahead of schedule when possible. Oh yeah, I've learned that it's just terrible if I don't. Spend a lot of time fantasizing about a better life. I used to, because I used to think that somehow there was a savior out there, and then you realize no, the savior is you. The savior is you when you realize that you are the person that you should become the person that you wanted to help you at the time that you were feeling blah. And so you do. You become that person. So now I want to like go back in time and just slap my teenager self and be like, brah, get over yourself. So I'm saying no. Artistic expertise is extremely important. I would say middle with that because I don't think I need to be the best at drawing. If I need, like I've drawn a lot of things, but it's never been like, oh, I have to be the best drawer. I have to apply it. No, it's more like there is a style that fits with the idea. The idea is the most important, the concept. The style is one that kind of complements it. If the style doesn't fit, then it's just have to adjust the style a bit and make it fit. I desire some level of fame in my community. I have to say yeah. Not because I actually do. It's more so because I think, okay, thought process, verbalize. Internally, or in my brain, that I tell my thoughts, I don't think that I do. But like externally, my body and I guess my actions, my behavior has been geared towards achieving some level because it gives me some form of security. Maybe it's more cultural coming from me. Like there are some things that get you some, less flack if you just do certain things a certain way, and then you just kind of cruise through life without anybody kind of like gossiping about you and complaining, because you'd rather have that instead. I prefer to remain easygoing and unflappable. Shoot, what was my answer to this? What the heck does that mean? Unflappable. What does it mean? Unflappable. You can't flap your wings? What is this? Well, you can't. I prefer to remain easygoing and unflappable, even when maybe other emotions would be more fitting effective. I would say inaccurate, because I'm guided by my roots. I would like, yeah. At the end of the day, it'd be like, if I want OJ, I want OJ. I decide things for others. I would say somewhat, sometimes. That's if you put, like, that's the thing though. Like, I prefer you decide yourself. But if you can't, and we're like, for example, like if we're going to a restaurant and we're both hungry, and then you'd be like, oh, I'm hungry, and I'd be like, yeah, me too, and be like, what do you want? I'm like, anything is fine. Like, I'm not really gonna insist. But then you'd be like, no, I don't know what I want. And I'm like, okay, fine. Then I'm insisting. I'd be like, okay, I got a preference, and then we are gonna go for this. Maybe that's the answer. If someone angers me, they will hear about it. I would be like, no, they won't. I tend to be aggressively opinionated. I would say no, because the things that I am aggressive about is very in the heat of the moment. I'm very happy with my life. I would say yeah. Depends on what people define as super happy, but I don't feel like unhappy, if that makes any sense. I am continually losing things. Oh yeah, like I keep forgetting my phone. I tend to err on the side of even if it means playing it too safe. I would say no. Not if it means playing too safe. Because I would have the compass, I would have the emergency knife, I would have the waterproof matches, but you betcha I will be going camping and facing a bear, because I want to see that. I would rather make no decision than a decision that would cause discord. What? Crap, I don't remember. Because I would say there's going to be moments where I would make a decision. Oh, wait, no, it would be very accurate. Or semi-accurate. I cultivate my weirdness. Privately. Social status matters, I would say, yeah. It's gotten me somewhere. I need to be impressive to others. The need to be impressive to others? I would say no. I would say, like, I'm neutral on that. I'm very optimistic. I'll be like, yeah. I don't see the need to ever get worked up about something that's either not meant to be or isn't able to be changed. I would say yes. But at the same time, if I know I can be changed and you reject me, it's kind of hard to take that. I dare to say anything. Oh, yeah. I can make myself work on it difficult even when I don't feel like trying. I would say no. Because why, right? Like, that's the thing though, like a difficult task, when I'm super into it, I'll get through it. Like, it just makes sense. All the things start fitting together. There's a time where I just like, I have no experience in programming, but I'll be like, okay, so you're by yourself, no one's gonna help you make it happen. I mean, at the time I was like, I had a cup of coffee, a shot of tequila, and be like, let's make it go. And I did it. When people shout at me, I tend to shout back. If we're cheering at each other, stay neutral. I focus a lot on how attractive I am to others. I would say not too much, because I'm usually not aware of that. Success is not the most important thing in my life. I would say not the most. Yeah, I put the needs of others ahead of my own. I would say nope. It's there, but it doesn't mean it's there. Being normal isn't authentic. I would say inaccurate. It is. You can totally be normal with that. Because what is normal? Normalcy is not bad. Normalcy is like moderation. And moderation gets you open to do all kinds of other stuff. Formula of happiness for me tends to be reliability, predictability. See, not really. Because I've found that it doesn't. I'm relaxed about time. I would say quite accurate. At the same time, I'm not, because time is like an enemy to me. It's like either I have a lot or I don't have enough, and then suddenly it's like, oh, bam! And you're just left being like, no, time! How do NI users do it, honestly? They're like, oh, but time is like, I feel like one with time, or time doesn't exist. And I'd be like, check the clock, it like totally exists, and it just like messes me up completely. I look out for myself more than I look out for others. I'd be like, yeah, I am artistic and mystical. I don't believe that I am. I don't. Like, I don't think, maybe other people's opinions of me feel like I am. Like, artistic and mystical. I don't feel like I am. I feel like, it's not that, like, the opposite. Well, it's the opposite. Like, pragmatic and, like, not, like, and realistic. It's not that. It's just that I just, the words itself don't really kick me in any way. And I don't mean that as a preferential thing. It's just that artistic. Do you draw? Sure. Do you draw a lot? No. So I don't know. So this is a little snippet. So we'll see how this goes. Little snippet. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Stress.